Hi everyone, Lisa here from Lisa Augustine Glazier Coaching. So good to meet you here in this moment as we unpack a little bit of a book that I had read back a few years ago that really had an impact on my life, and I share it with you for its transformative properties and potential. You know, we are becoming, each one of us, and I think that what we're becoming is less something radically different, and what we're becoming is someone who remembers who we've been all along. I don't think that we're trying to get somewhere. I think we're there already. It's just that we have forgotten. What have we forgotten? We have forgotten our humanity, our identity, our collective awesomeness. I think that we have forgotten our source of love and the fact that we came from a source of love, which makes us little pieces of source of love. That's what we're remembering. You know, when someone treats me other than kind and loving and gentle and tender, I guess I've come into a space of not feeling offended, because I look at them and I think, where have you forgotten that you are a kind person? Where have you forgotten that your true nature is goodness, kindness, gentleness? Where have you forgotten your humanity, your godness, your collective awesomeness? Where have you forgotten your little bit of God inside? So today I read on becoming human. And I love what this author says. Erwin Raphael McManus, Soul Cravings is the book. I love what he says. What I encourage you to do is grab a journal, write down a couple of things that really speak to you, and have that be a jumping off point for you to have a conversation with yourself, with that inner voice, and maybe even with another person or group of people about what it is that really snagged your attention. Because this is worthy stuff. This is good stuff. On becoming human, he writes this. I've come to love that word, human. I mean, humanity can be a pretty bleak place to live, but when you begin to see what we're really capable of, our potential for good, it can be breathtaking. For the past 2,000 years, Christianity, along with pretty much every other world religion, has made the primary focus the sinful nature of us all. In some ways, I think that this has led to a not so subtle self-hatred. Several years ago, a young filmmaker came by my office, eagerly wanting to show me a private screening of his film. The story was about a couple of angels struggling with right and wrong. One chose the path of good and remained an angel. The other chose a dark path, and as his punishment, he became a human. It was beautifully shot. It was visually stunning. Even the story was captivating. But his view of what it means to be human was tragic. Being human was a punishment. Being human is what happens to fallen angels. I think more of us see humanity like this than we think. In fact, it is a gift to be human. The Hebrew imagery is that we were created out of the breath of God. We are the products of a divine kiss. When Ezekiel, the Hebrew prophet, spoke of the change that was needed in the human heart, he simply said that God would take our hearts of stone and give us hearts of flesh. In other words, all God is going to do to make us once again truly human, or maybe fully human. What does it say? In other words, all God is going to do is to make us once again truly human, or maybe fully human. When we live beneath our humanity, we become inhumane. When we live genuinely human lives, we become translucent reflections of divinity. I think a lot of us turn to reincarnation in hopes that one day we might escape the curse of being human. Some of us even hope that maybe one day we'll become gods. He says, it seems pretty clear to me that we will never become gods. And I think somewhere down deep inside, we all pretty much suspect this. The good news, he says, is that we don't have to become gods to become something worth loving, worth respecting, worth valuing. Don't let your shortcomings and flaws convince you that you need to become something other than human. Our brokenness is not proof that God could not or would not love us, but proof that what we need is the God who both created us and loves us. What our souls long to become is not something other than human, but to become beautifully human. Translucent reflections of divinity. So let me ask you a couple of questions, and then you can journal about this. Talk with that still small voice within. Have a conversation below in the comments. Talk with somebody else about this. Do you believe that humans have this potentiality for good and goodness, and that there is a particle of God within that is us and that can be expressed in and through each and every one of us? Do you believe that? Or do you believe that we have to keep coming back year after year after year in reincarnation until we finally get it right? Or do you believe that finally we get to the point we get to be gods ourselves and have a little harem around us or what have you? What do you believe that this human experience, this lifetime is all about? What are we here for? What's it all about? What's going on? Why were you born? What's the incarnation purpose? Here's my challenge to each and every one of us. When we're out and about on our journeys in the next few days, I challenge each and every one of us to see the God in the people around us, to see that God spark in each of the people around us. Oh, it's easy to see the darkness. It's easy to see the lack of humanity, the inhumaneness of people. It's easy to see that. So what I challenge us to do is to see the humanity, the, what do you call it? Translucent reflection of divinity in each and every person around us, and even in ourselves, to find that translucent reflection of divinity within our own selves, coming out of shame, condemnation, guilt, self-hatred. It is time. It's way past time, but it's definitely time. So I thank you for your time and your energies here. I hope that this has been something of use and of encouragement to you. That's my intention in sharing and having this YouTube channel, is to be an encouragement to you and a light and a beacon of hope. My name is Lisa of Lisa Augustine Glazier Coaching, and I'm here as a holistic wellness and empowerment coach, life coach, specializing in disordered eating, anxiety support, grief support, raising children, special needs children, most especially autism, difficult relationships, and clarity about the future. So I'm here to be a guide and a helper. And so I thank you for your time and energies here. I wish you all the best. And I am so excited to be on this journey with you. And I can't wait to see you again next time. Take care, everybody.